Hello students, welcome to our class today. Today's class is for grade 6 and our subject is English Grammar from Unit 2, Lesson 1 and 2. Today's topic is tenses and I am Mrs. Konika, your teacher. Welcome to series of English tenses. Tenses are simply the way we talk about time. What do we mean by the time? We mean the present time, past, future, right? These are different time. So, tense refer to the time of action or state indicated by a verb. According to time references, there are three main tenses. They are present tense. It refers to present state or different modes of present action. Next is past tense. It refers to past states or different modes of past actions. Next is future tense. It refers to future state or different modes of future action. Each of these tenses has four different aspects. They are simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous. In today's class, we'll focus on present simple tense, or we can tell present indefinite tense. We use the simple present to express the idea that an action is repeated or usual. The action can be a habit, a hobby, a daily event, a schedule event, or something that often happens. It can also be something a person often forgot or usually does not do. Now, let's read the following passage and notice the form of verbs. I am a student. Look carefully at the verb. Alum is my classmate. We two are good friends. We go to school together. We attend classes regularly. We often play together after school. In this state, let's see verb am, is, and are. These verbs describe a present state, while go, attend, and play indicate present actions. There are two basic ways we speak present in English. I want to give you a little overview so that you can understand the basic differences between present simple and present continuous. Let me give an example. I work, and in present continuous, I am working. What is the difference between in these two sentences? When we say I am working, that is happening now. It is temporary. But when I say I work, this is general. And in present simple, that is permanent. The job you always do. The kind of activities you do always. So when we do something always, that is in simple present tense, and the things we do temporarily for short time, that is present continuous tense. Now let's see some more examples in present simple tense. First you can see subject, and next words are all verbs. I work, you work, we work, they work. But next verb, let's see, you can see here little difference. She works, he works, it works. Here when the subject is third person singular number, that time with the verb here is added. So when there is third person singular number subject, that time we have to add s or es with the verb. Now let's look when we use present simple tense. So we have 5 different situations in which we can use this tense. First one is when we talk about permanent things, like we live in Bangladesh, or he works in bank. When we talk about job or living permanently in a country, for permanent situation or permanent job, we use this present simple tense. Next is for routine. We talk about regular activity or routine. I wake up at 6 o'clock. So always I wake up at 6 o'clock. So when we use routines or permanent things, we use in present simple tense. Next one is fact. The sun rises in the east. So this is a fact. It is not temporary, but every day the sun rises. So when we talk about some thing that is always happens, or we can say universal truth, that time we talk in present simple tense. Next one is schedule. We talk about schedule regularly or event. Our class always start at 9 o'clock. It has the schedule. No? So when we talk about schedule, we use this in present simple tense. Now there are some words in English. They are called adverbs of frequency to describe how often something happens. In frequency, we always, she always takes the bus. Now see here, always. Now look at this line. Here, never, rarely, sometimes, often, always. So when we talk about always, that means 100% of time we do the work. Or if we see never, that means never happen at all, or I do not work at all. We can use rarely, sometimes, often. So these words always we use in present simple tense. Let me describe more about present simple tense. We use the present simple to talk about something that is true in the present. Let's see some examples. I am 19 years old. I am a student. He lives in London. Something that happens regularly in the present. Okay? Like I play football every weekend. Something that is always true. Like the human body contains 206 bones. So here something is true, happens regularly, and always true. So these type of sentence we use in simple present tense. Now let's see how to form the present indefinite or present simple tense. I divided into 3 different sections. First one is positive or affirmative sentence, negative sentence, and questions. Positive or affirmative sentence. So, look, here are some examples. I work, you work, we work, they work. And let's sit down. He works, she works, it works. So, why here is work and down here is works. When the subject is first person, second person, and third person plural, that time we use work. When third person singular, the subject is third person singular, during that time we use s or es with the verb. For negative sentence, to form negative sentence, we use negative words after the subject. Do not, or does not. I do not work. We can make do not. In short, don't. We have to contract here. So he does not work. Here we can again shorten the form. Does not, instead of does not, we can use doesn't. So why here is again do not and does not here. When the subject is first person, second person and third person plural, we use do not or don't. And when the subject is third person singular, that time we use does not or doesn't. Let's see question. When we want to form question, we need to use question word or do and does. So look carefully here. Do I work? Do you work? Do me work? Do they work? So when the subject is here, first person, second person and third person plural, we use do. And when third person singular number, the subject is third person singular number, we use does. So first we have to use no words or question words, do, does or what, when, where, after that subject, then object. So first with the verb, helping verb or question word, we need to start the question. In simple present tense, sometimes we need to change verb. Most verbs with the third person singular number, we add an s, like dance, dances, cook, cooks, sleep, sleeps. But when the verb ending is in with s, sh, ch and x, we add es, like kiss, kisses, wash, washes, teach, teaches. The verb ending in consonant and y, we drop last y and add ies, like study, studies, try, tries, fry, fries. Next, for few cases the verb changes completely, like go, goes, do, does, have, has. Let's describe some more about the questions. In present simple question, look at these questions. Do you play the piano? Where do you live? Does Jack play football? We use do and does to make questions with the present simple. We use does for the third person singular, like he, she, it, and do for others. We use do and does with questions word, like where, what, and when. Where do Angela and Rita live? What does Angela do? When does Rita usually get up? So like this way we use do and does. But questions with who often don't use do or does, like who lives in London, who plays football at the weekend, who works at Liverpool City Hospital. Here are some useful questions. Try to remember them. Where do you come from? Do you come from? Where do you live? Do you live in? What works do you do? Like this way we can use some more question mark. In present simple tense, we use do and does to make negatives with the present simple. Like, I like tennis but I don't like football. I don't live in London now. So here we use does not for the third person singular, like when the subject is she, he, it, and we use don't for the others. So We can use have and has as a main verb in present simple tense, like they have a lot of money, he has a nice car, like this way. So at a glance, we understand the simple present tense talk about the things happen in general or permanently. This kind of activity you do always. Thank you for joining our class today.